Right, so another week in an online coach's life, right? I am now here with two of my clients, well, three of my clients, okay? Because one of my clients who's competing next year, her auntie and mother are also clients of mine, and I'm training them for Train for Less in Hounslow, okay? So we're running them through a quads and glute session, which is their most difficult session of the week. And then I'm gonna be training with my client Santa and going over some posing with her, and also getting a big back day in myself. There you go. What's the rep range on this?
Told you.
20?
20.
So just stop at like 15?
Yeah, I already stopped it. Because I'm too high.
Two. Three. There we go. There we go. See? Perfect end. No, you have one more. Let's go. Two more. There you go. One. With me now. I'll help you a little bit. There you go. See? Told you there's two more. That's failure. So, whenever you're working with an online client, you need to work out what actually works for that client itself. So, for an example, Jolan, Eva, was actually having problems with her lower back when she was doing her kickback. So we're using a bench support to support her now, so she can lean into it, use it for stability. And that's why it's good to see your clients in person as well, because it gives you that perspective to understand where they're coming from with each exercise. Not every single exercise is gonna work for others. Everyone's actual body mechanics is completely different. So for me, for an example, I always have a bench slightly less than a 45-degree angle for an incline because it helps me tuck my elbows in. So this is something that I'm working out with my clients today, going over exercises, making sure their execution is perfect, because then we're gonna make the most about our sessions, build more muscle tissue, which then means they can diet on more calories.
14. That's more than you asked for.
Well, then I'm happy then. If you beat me, you win. Remember, feet in line, that's going out, there we go.
Different weight we can push.
Yeah, to that.
Different weight, yeah?
Yeah.
Don't ask me why you dropped the weight, yeah?
I have to ask, I have to question, or else I don't know. I can't read your mind.
I'm old-fashioned, I'm so lazy, and I don't like writing, so.
Well, then when I ask you and you tell me, you can just send me, when I do your check-in then, you just go to me, you just reply to me on WhatsApp, Anthony, I was using this leg press today. Listen to me.
I'm too old.
So that is my session with Maria and Jolan done. We went over their quads and glute session and just went over the key exercises. Some of the things that they didn't understand outside their workout program as well, so that we could make sure that in the days that they are performing those exercises, they're actually doing them properly, they feel confident as well. They've come on a hell of a long way. Maria started with me on like 5 Mounjaro, 600 calories, struggling to lose weight, feeling malnourished, losing hair, because if you're not eating properly on Mounjaro, yes, your food noise is going away. So yes, okay, you might be able to put yourself into a deficit, but eventually the body will shut down if you're not nourishing it right. You're gonna come into lots of deficiencies, that the body just needs food. We need fiber, we need all these key vital vitamins, right? So now, she's lost like 10 centimeters off her waist, 5 kilos down in 5 months, and she's on double the food. And Jolan has done incredible as well. 10 centimeters off of her waist, but her waist hasn't really moved. So she's just been recomping, because neither of them have ever used the gym before. And it's like a newbie gym goer, right? You introduce new stimulus to the body, it's gonna grow some muscle, which means that she's retaining her weight, but getting leaner and leaner. And she feels better than she ever has. Now, we're training with my client Santa, who is competing next year in PCA First Timers. So we're gonna go through a pull session today, and I'm gonna have a quick look at her posing, because she's already started posing over a year out. So we're about halfway through the session, so we're going over a full pull day. So with a pull day, I always start with unilateral movement to make sure there's balance throughout the back. Because if you're not doing the unilateral movements, the back is such a big muscle, you're not gonna get that even, nice, rounded look, okay? And then as well, once you've then done them, you're actually more warm, so you can perform your compounds with a lot better intensity and really not have to worry about getting injured. So I went into a T-bar after that. Now we're doing a single arm unilateral row to work on the lower lat taper. This means that the lat is going to taper in a lot lower, giving us this perception of having a smaller waist while having a wider back. And then, for example, for me, it'll give me a lot better, like lower taper when I do my lat spreads, when I do my double bi, and a back relaxed as well. Especially when I get lean and the erectors come through as well. So that was a full back day with my client Santa. So we are, what, like 70 weeks out from the first ever show. So we're just working this year on bringing proportions up for bikini. And from January, you've just been a hyper responder. Like, you've grown crazy. Like, the waist has stayed very small, quads have been absolutely ridiculous. So it's more now about the lat taper for you. But how do you feel like everything's been going like this year? And you feel quite prepared for next year?
Yes, I feel very prepared. I can say that I've got more confident into coming to the gym. And to be honest, I'm very excited. I'm so excited that it feels like I'm going to competition this year.
Yeah.
It's only next year, but I'm working hard to get there.
To be honest, Santa could compete this year, but we might as well give her the maximum amount of time possible to prepare her and obviously bring the ratios to give her the best chance of doing well. Like, the way that she's responding is so quick. We could end up doing an earlier show if we wanted to next year, but we'll just see how you grow, see how the proportions go, and give you as much time as you feel like you need, especially for the posing. Like, for me, that's the biggest mistake I ever made. My first ever coach made me pose 10 weeks out from my first ever show. And trust me, I really regret what I did in my individual because I didn't feel like I gave it my all. And competing is, I find, is actually probably the smallest part of bodybuilding. The whole process behind it is actually the best thing. Like, the endorphins that are set off, the feeling of knowing that you're pushing yourself to your limits when no one else can stop you. It's only you getting in your own way. That's why I love it when I see you guys doing so well and seeing how you guys are stepping forwards. Looking forward to PCA next year, and see you in the next YouTube video.